at the end that we call just the tip. And I thought that the Pocketbook Sisters could leave us with a little tip.
Oh my God!
Like
camera.
Just leave us with just a little tip.
Oh, a tip as an advice, not the tip.
Yeah.
Like,
Is this like rated what? What is this podcast rated?
Hey guys, welcome back to Something Social Podcast. We're your hosts, the James Curls.
I'm Mo.
And I'm Nay.
And we hope you're ready to join our conversations about dating, relationships, love, and just general adulting.
For more content, event updates, or to contact us, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The James Curls.
And our podcast Instagram at Something Social JC.
Enjoy.
Bye.
And scene. Okay.
And scene.
And scene. All right. Welcome back to Something Social with James Curls. And I always dance whenever I intro us. And I don't know why. But so I actually am really excited about this episode because we have our family on today.
Mm-hmm.
And Nay ever so cleverly thought of a name called the James Gang Giants. You know what I'm saying? We some giants in James Gang. So I'm really excited about it because I really admire what everybody's doing. I'm just like so proud of all the accomplishments of our family. I think that we've matured so well into such amazing, young, beautiful women with amazing gene pools.
I was gonna say, you can get into them jeans for a second.
The jeans, let's get into the jeans.
Hello, we see it, okay.
The jeans is bomb. But I'm really excited about it because I'm really excited to talk about passion and purpose because if you don't know one thing about them James, we some passionate behind people and we some purposeful people. And I really would just like to open the floor so everybody can kind of talk about their businesses, talk about their passions and their purposes and how they may be linked or they may be not linked. Mm-hmm. I, for one, have no idea what my purpose is. I know what my passion is, but I don't know what my purpose is. So I'd like to hear from everybody else and maybe it'll come to me. So yeah.
So a passion, just for definition purposes, for anybody listening, we know is a strong feeling of enthusiasm or excitement for something, right? So something that you feel strongly about, that you're excited about doing, your what, right? And then your purpose is your why. So it's the reason for which something is done or created and why something exists, right? So for some people, it coincides. It's like the same thing. For me, I think, I don't really know what my purpose is yet either, but I do feel like it is somewhat linked to my passion, which is my career. I like working with children. I've been working with children for several years, but only recently since I've been in the school have I felt like it was more of a passion for me. So when I worked in social services, it really was just kind of like a job. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, let's go, EJ.
Let's do it.
Okay, so definitely, I would say my purpose, I'm still looking for that as well. I know the things that happened to me within the past couple of years has something to do with my purpose, but I just haven't pinpointed it yet. Some things that do come to my mind as far as purpose is maybe inspiring others to be stronger or to achieve their goal and not let limitations basically be a barrier to what they want to do in life. And I think that's part of my purpose, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I think I'm gonna have to get a couple more years under my belt to figure that out. As far as my passion, I would say, number one, as you all know, fitness is my passion. Fitness has always been my passion, always been athletic from younger, but as far as not making it as far as Tamara because of some other issues, but her going to the WNBA and stuff like that, I would say that fitness is definitely my passion. Nay, you know, in college, I used to drag you guys to spin class and to the gym and all that other stuff. And I think it just got stronger and stronger after I've graduated college. I would say another passion of mine is anything where I can use my creativity. whether it be building websites, coming up with product names, writing is a big thing. Currently, I do have Beat It Phoenix, which I'm going to get back up going again. Beat It Phoenix is basically my waist bead company that came about during COVID. And I feel like the way I feel creatively, I can express it through waist beads, allowing women to feel beautiful no matter what they look like, their shape, size, color, if they have, a scar or whatever, but they could feel beautiful when they put these waist beads on, and they're one of a kind. Of course, if you get them custom made. The other thing I have going is writing my book. I've talked to you guys about that, talked to Tamara in the last couple of months about that. So I'm trying to get kickstarted on that again, because I have come into a writer's block area where I think I'm overthinking things when it comes to it, and not just writing, like I said, I've talked to you guys about that before. So those are my passions: creativity, writing, fitness, and my purpose. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I feel like it's linked to inspiring others.
Can you elaborate a little bit? Because we know the story, but anybody who's listening might not really know where that thought of where your purpose might be, like where that's going. They don't know where that came from.
Right.
Just like a quick little rundown.
Even though
that was not a quick rundown of events, but
2014. One day I woke up, arm paralyzed. A week went by going through MRIs, different doctor visits, trying to figure out what it was. Nobody knew what it was. I got hospitalized after that. It was a flesh-eating bacteria called necrotizing fasciitis, streptococcus strain A, had me hospitalized for 21 days. Basically ate through the fat in my right arm, had to get a skin graft. All the fat was removed, got a skin graft from my right thigh, and basically had to start going through rehab once it healed, having 6 surgeries. That happened, I think I said 2014. So from there, just trying to get back into the fitness thing, trying to overcome mentally as far as the things I used to do fitness-wise, I can't do, but now I know how to modify it and give it 100%, 110%. So basically, I try to post things about fitness sometimes, trying to inspire others. And sometimes I don't even know I'm inspiring others. It's just people who come to me and say, hey man, you're doing a good job. You're inspiring me. Keep doing what you're doing. If it were me, I don't know what I would have done. So basically that's a quick story.
And Erica was still trying to go roller skating with that arm. Like, I was like, we're not having a roller skating party.
I almost had to pop her. She's like, I'm driving. We finna go get something to eat. She told me, I'm driving. I'm like, wait, can you drive? Yeah.
No, I'm talking about when she didn't go to the hospital yet. She was still like, it was right before her birthday party. She was like, I'm having a roller skating party.
Go out.
Your 30th birthday, right?
Yeah, it was, I was admitted the day before my 31st birthday, didn't see my birthday at all. I was under for 2 days, and I woke up, and then that's when Mike Brown happened, and Robin Williams, I think, like committed suicide, like all types of stuff happened when I woke up, and I was like, what happened in 2 days? It was crazy. Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Well,
all right.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, she's definitely motivating. If you have an Apple Watch, add her. She will comment on every single
she's
workout activity.
Not on mine.
You don't work out. You don't meet the workout. We ain't gonna talk about
Hold
that.
on, this like the Fitbit we used to do?
Yes.
You not can do it on the Apple Watch?
Mm-hmm.
You got one?
You have an Apple Watch, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
y'all don't add me, because my workouts is hit or miss.
Well, you need to motivate.
I don't work out at all. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
you can still get a fan goal. You can still get a fan goal.
All right.
Apple Watch.
Y'all are silly.
All right.
My Apple Watch acting up, but y'all, I have Fitbit.
That's all right.
we used to have.
Do I sense judgment?
No.
No,
Someone
have
told me I
Fitbit.
could swim with my
I have a
Apple Watch.
Fitbit.
I still have
I've
mine
been
too.
swimming with my Apple Watch, and now the display just it gave out.
Mm-mm.
It's terrible.
All right, Shaniqua, your turn.
How y'all chose me? All right. Sorry, let me mute my phone. Okay. Anyhow, I'm Shaniqua. And I founded an organization, shall I say, a company called Pocketbook Sisters. And it was geared towards my own personal experience of having PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Since I was 19, I first got my period when I was 9 years old. And then when I was at the age of 16, they stopped coming, 17, they stopped coming, 18, they stopped coming. And finally, my mom took me to the OB/GYN and they told me, oh, you have PCOS. And I'm like, well, what's that? And basically it was basically saying, okay, you're not going to be able to have kids. You're not going to be able to get pregnant, blah, 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 blah. So I go to these different doctors. I take these different tests. They put everybody on birth control. They put everybody on hormonal therapy. And at the time, you don't know. In my 20s, I'm drinking, eating all kind of starches. I know nothing about it or whatnot until when I was taking birth control when I was in college, I used to bleed through my pads and through my underwear, my pants. So the first 2 days of school, in college, I didn't go to class because I was debilitated. So I started researching little by little, finding out things on my own, researching herbs and natural ways, getting to understand what it truly is instead of masking the symptoms, getting to the root cause. Like, why is my hair coming out? Why I got this mustache? Like, why my sideburns like Elvis?
Mustache is
seriously, like, why my sideburns like Elvis? And it's like these things you keep, looking at your period going off, and then without you getting your period, you get a chance of risk for uterine cancer. And I was that person at risk. I had a biopsy. It came back as the lowest form before it turns into cancer. That was the most painfulest thing I ever experienced in my life. Wow. And then you have to come back 3 months, they do it again. So when I started researching, I started exercising, I started taking herbs when I was in my 30s. And then my period, I did do acupuncture in my 20s. It brought my period on. And it was normal. The acupuncture brought it on. The lady kept calling me. She's like, it's going to come on any day now. And I'm like, this lady lying. It came on and I told her to turn it off. I called her back to turn this thing off because it was just coming out. And so when I got in my 30s, I noticed my period stopped. I was doing CrossFit. I wasn't really losing weight. I was calling Tamara like, I'm doing all the exercises. I'm eating the way I'm supposed to eat. What's going on? I ain't losing no weight. And so my period didn't come. And I said, it's just exercise. And my cousin's like, you need to pee on the stick. I'm like, girl, ain't nobody pregnant. The cycle going on again. And when I did pee on the stick, I was pregnant. I was 8.5 weeks. And this is with no medication. This is with herbs. This is with diet. This is with exercise. I was 8.5 weeks, heard a heartbeat. And then a couple weeks later, I experienced a miscarriage. And when I experienced that miscarriage, I was so intrigued that looking at the baby, like me and Tamara on the side of the bed, I'm like, oh my God, this was inside of me. You see the little eyes and everything. The whole thing was intact like a balloon. Just, came out. And then it was like, little by little, every couple months I was pregnant. I have a tubal, when you have a tubal, the doctor told me like, you need to get a chemo shot. And I'm like, I don't want the chemo shot. And I was like, but I don't want surgery. You take the chemo shot. Then you go, then this baby here, this baby there. It's like, it just kept going and going. And through that pain, I found my purpose. Like, I guess I'm stronger than most because women I talked to, they had a miscarriage. They're like, oh my God, they're distraught. And that first one really broke me down to about nothing. Like I couldn't believe I'm like, why, you ask the questions, why me? Why me? And so I was just like, thank you, God, I was able to even get pregnant and experience it. That's the perspective I started looking at. And then other women would come to me, oh, I got PCOS and I got this, and they don't understand, like tomorrow I'm supposed to speak on the Clubhouse with these fitness and health people. And even the class I go to in the mornings with my sister, they want to put everybody in the book. You can't put the PCOS people in the book because you have what's called insulin resistance. That's what's causing your hair coming out and all kind of other symptoms. So you have to, take it easy. It's more resistance training and strength training because your body's already in a state of stress. So you want to do them high intensity cardio workouts, guess what? It's putting your body back in the stress. You're not going to lose the weight. So I noticed even with just lifting the weights and stuff, I noticed the difference in the short term versus I'm doing CrossFit. Ain't nothing happening. And what do you do for those people who are on blood pressure medications to control the heart rate? Because that's another side effect of PCOS. When you take that beta blocker, your heart rate not going past 130, 135. It's not going past it, no matter how hard you exercise. So I'm going to put that on display for them tomorrow. But anyhow, I decided to start creating products that were hormone friendly, like my soaps. I was trying to find a base to make my soaps, a base that didn't include SELS, soy, detergents, surfactants. And it took me a long time until I found it, because our skin is our biggest organ. So when you put what you put on your skin goes directly, basically, into your bloodstream. So I started, researching the different oils, researching which ones is better in conjunction. How do you, how can you say, infuse this oil and stuff like that. And that is what I put into my soaps. That's what I put into my scrubs. That's what I put into my body butters. It took a long time because I keep updating until I get it to where I want it to be. And also, Pocketbook Sisters is in helping women with their hygiene. I've spoken to young women. When we were little, well, my mom told us everything. We was little, about 4 or 5. This is penis, this is that. She always, told us those things. But it's a lot of girls, they think we have one opening down there. They think you put deodorant down there because they're musky. They don't know to change their pads. They don't know how to do any of that stuff. And then with PCOS, that's a whole nother ball game. I can't have kids. I'm like, yes, you can. I worked in labor and delivery, and a lot of women had PCOS, had children, but the doctors don't care to research it or whatnot. So that's what Pocketbook Sisters, brings to the table. That is my passion, to impact women, to let them know you're not alone. There is alternatives. There is things you can do to your body, supplementation, get your lab work, and also health-wise. A lot of women are walking around with high blood pressure. They think they're skinny. Oh, I don't got this and I don't got that. It's not till you get the signs later. You done had it for years. Now your kidney's messed up. So I try to get that message out as well. And then I did start an organization also called Loretta's Heart with home health. I noted a lot of elderly people in their homes were eating cat food. They had no resources. They don't know what's available to them through their insurance company. And I happen to work for an insurance company now. So I let them know the benefits. I try to find the resources and bring it to them. A great way too is the Tamara James Day. She let me put a health fair in there because a lot of people aren't able to get to those resources to get those screenings. So I said, okay, we're gonna bring it all here. And if I gotta go knock on the door, bring your butt out here to go get checked, go get checked or whatnot. But that's my passion, that's my purpose. And I'm gonna continue to create hormone-friendly products, and the fragrances used in my products are phthalate-free. I'm trying least as possible to not disrupt the endocrine system, which, causes endometriosis, fibroids, PCOS. All of that is from excess estrogen. Even from the receipts we touch goes into your bloodstream. The hot water bottles, I can go on and on, John. But anyhow, that's my passion, and that's my purpose.
That's frightening.
Yeah, I know. I wear gloves and mask everywhere.
I'm gonna live in a bubble. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, seriously.
You gotta live in the bubble. You just gotta reduce some of this stuff.
Oof. Well, that was
Shaniqua's soap is the bomb, though. Her soap is the bomb.
okay. Okay,
I heard mine was coming soon, Shaniqua. I heard mine was picked up.
It's bomb.
Yeah, Pocketbook Sisters with CYST. So just so they know.
We'll give all the handles.
Yeah, we'll put it up in. All right, who want to go next? We got 2 left.
Yes, I'll go. I'm not gonna be last. Look, I don't want to have the pressure. I don't want to have the pressure of going last. I just want to say, you know what? I think this is pretty dope. We are the James Gang Goats. We definitely have in us the ability to have different businesses and different passions. I'm still waiting on Naisha to do my shirt. Gave up the logo. I did. I sent it to you. Look. I know.
All right, I got you.
It's okay. But you have the shirt company. We have scrubs and lotions and soaps. We have the beads. I still don't know how to tie yet, so I gotta get back with Erica. And then we have candles.
I bust mine clean open.
Oh no!
See, I'm scared if I put put it around me and I eat, it's gone. It's just gone.
No, you roll it up.
It's just gone.
I didn't know the roll.
And then you have Antea with those candles. Those candles really smell really, really good. And so I'm just really proud of all of us being able to look past and be our own CEOs and stop leaning on 9 to 5s, because that's my side job.
Right.
my real job is my business. But my passion is definitely my passion and my purpose seem to be, connected to each other. My purpose, I believe I've been put here on this earth to help people. And that's what fuels me. I do it because I understand how it is growing up without resources and money, and having to rob Peter to pay Paul, and how much I really depended on my village. My village could have been my family, my friends, or just total strangers who wanted to help me get to where I was going. And I wanted to be that person. And when you help someone, for me, when I help someone, the feeling that you get from a person whose life you have genuinely touched and inspired and saved. I can't really put into words how that feels, but from serving with the Tamara James Foundation and touching so many people and seeing so many people cry just for a Thanksgiving basket, just for being thought of. I know that a lot of us suffer in silence, and just me living my true story and who I am and my struggles, and not being afraid to share those things. We never know who we're inspiring just with who we are in our stories. And the people that contact me and the strangers that contact me, it is really what fuels me to continue to go. So very thankful for my foundation and everyone who's part of that. I know that you all understand that feeling of gratitude that you get when someone who couldn't pay their bills and they're about to get evicted and you can help that individual, or making sure students are prepared for the first day of schools because their parents, rather have Jordans and wigs than getting their kids the necessities that they need in order to start the school year, or having people that, we anonymously do a lot of things for people that we don't post because there are people who are ashamed and who are afraid to ask for help because everything is put on social media nowadays. And so really just being able to be a catalyst for change in our communities, having a seat at the table now in my current position as an elected official in the city to make sure that you are pouring those resources into the right communities, it literally drives me. I hate being a politician. It is not something that I ever thought I would have done, but I love inducing change and I love helping people. And this right now currently is the way that God has allowed me to continue my purpose and my passion. And he has challenged me in so many different ways to say, you know what, you want to do X, Y, and Z, but I'm going to see if you can still have your passion and your purpose through different avenues. And so I've had to look at the circumstances that I am in and say, in spite of, I'm still going to help people. It's all about the people to me. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. I don't care if you are on a different socioeconomic, status, if you came from money, if you didn't come from money, if you're Black or you're white. It's all about helping people. And traveling the world and playing basketball, I experienced so many different cultures and so many different countries that they are so poor. I mean, I know that we say we're gonna go on vacation to these places and we complain a lot about America, but for me seeing 2 and 3-year-olds in Turkey on the highways begging for money with their parents, me seeing places that are like shacks and these people are happy, it gave me humility. It made me very thankful for things. It made me understand how spoiled we are as Americans, and it made me grateful for the little things. And so I can't say no to my passion and my purpose because I'm always putting myself somewhere else to do something else. If that is going to schools and, trying to reach out to our young ladies. My latest venture has been my book that I recently released called The Skin I'm In. And that was released. What happened?
Should have grabbed it.
She was ready, baby.
And that was released because I went through a lot of colorism when I was in school. I went through a lot of colorism in my household, and those things they can scar you for life if you leave untreated wounds, untreated, the infection just grows and grows and grows. And so reaching those people and reaching our youth at such a young age and learning how to have self-love. I mean, because at the end of the day, everybody going to tan now, they want to be dark. A lot of people, not everybody, but you have different people that are really embracing melanin, embracing who we are. We have Black girl magic that, are really just out there and being very unapologetic and happy, just to be comfortable in your skin. Doesn't mean that we think we're better than anyone else, but for so long with Jim Crow and everyone else, and a lot of this didn't even come from my white counterparts and from my white schoolmates, my white teammates. It came from Black people. It came from Black men. It came from Black women that are also dark skinned, but think that you're darker than them. And like, hey, pot, hey, kettle, it's crazy. And so when I first started having pillow talk sessions with these young girls, and I would say, you know what? Tell me something that you like about yourself and something that you don't like about yourself. And 90% of the room didn't like that they were dark skinned. And it literally broke my heart because how can you grow up and just literally not love what God has given you, whatever that is? I don't care if He gave you one eye, one toe, or whatever it is. This is the body that you have forever.
Right.
And to be able to just let these girls know that they are beautiful and they have purpose and they can find their passion, and to learn how to just accept who they are. I think it continues to drive me. And now having a son, a 9-year-old who is my chocolate baby. I love the fact that he loves his skin. I love the fact that, he's like, I'm a Black king. I'm a chocolate king. My mom's chocolate baby. Because he's going to face criticism when he goes to school. He's going to face these things. But the ability to stand strong in the face of hate is something that I'm always going to instill and teach him, and hopefully continue to teach everyone else that I have the ability to touch and mentor. And so I'm thankful for this platform, and thank you for giving me time to speak. Again, y'all go cop that book, The Skin I'm In. It's a short mini novel, one of many to come, but it was very important that I produce something that is going to outlive me. Thank you.
I relate to that on all the levels, baby. I relate to that big time. And then growing up in an all-white school, and I'm sitting here like, something wrong with me. I don't know what it is exactly, but everybody looking at me funny sometimes, being the only Black girl in my class through high school. That was happening in middle and high school too. It wasn't even like, an isolated occasion. So I relate.
It still happens now, but you slaying, sis. You slaying on them now, girl. Can't touch you now.
Interject with that little tidbit. Like, as you're talking, I'm thinking like, I wonder if that's something that is linked to my purpose, because when I started my website, I was like, I officially love who I am, and it took me 30 years to get here, but I'm so comfortable in my skin now. And I love who I am. I love my skin. I love my personality. I love my hair. I don't. I was just like, there's so much about myself that I'm proud of now, and I want to share that with people. And I actually do have people that be like, oh, your fitness post inspired me, or the fact that you're unapologetic inspires me, that you speak your mind, that you're vocal, like letting people know, hey, we human out here, we human, and I didn't start off this way, and it doesn't have to end with the way that I started off. Right. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. My passion is, I love writing, and I just discovered that recently, but I wasn't sure what my purpose is, but I'm sure that it might have something to do with that. I'm not sure if it's tied to science. I love science, and
that is so dope. We have a Black scientist in our family. Like, that's crazy.
I was thinking, because it might be a little bit of a stretch, but I was thinking, because of all the issues that we're going through with our mom, how she's had been in and out of the hospital with various things going on, surgeries and so on. and being able to communicate effectively with her nurses and her doctors, and being able
It's
to
so
speak
important.
their language,
Yeah.
language. That I was like, I don't know, because I spent so long, being upset with myself that I gave up on my pre-med dream, that I gave up on my medicine dream, my PA, my NP. Like, I wanted to do all the things, and I ended up doing none of them. And I'm like, I got all this knowledge in my head for what? And I, when she went into the hospital, she was very, very ill, January of 2020, and she wasn't able to speak for herself or advocate for herself. And daddy don't know nothing about that. He was just like this here. And Nay is like, I don't even know what
I'm
none
like,
of this
look,
stuff
I'll
is.
get these appointments and stuff together. You handle that medical stuff.
She got the appointment. She handled the insurance. She came home. She cooked. She cleaned. She did all the stuff. And I handled everything medical. I talked to all her doctors. I was, I was instrumental in making, obviously everybody was involved, but making decisions over like what procedures should be next, or what types of tests they need to order for her and stuff like that. And the fact that I was able to speak their language, I was like, maybe that was the reason I learned all that stuff. Even if I didn't go directly, I'm like, there's a reason. There's a reason that all that stuff is just floating around up there. And
so when I can't reach Shaniqua with my medical questions,
right, the next person to call is
listen,
Mo.
I have a headache.
Linda,
I'm like,
be
Shaniqua,
careful.
what's this? Shaniqua,
Right.
what's
Listen,
this?
Linda, they will attack you, girl. The doctor,
We'll see you pictures and all.
Because people be calling me talking about, I got this bump.
I got a rash on my neck.
Right.
What did you use on your neck? It's like they want you
Your
to
primary.
tell them what exactly it is.
Shaniqua always say, you might need to go to the doctor. No, that's what you for.
No. Shaniqua ain't specialized, honey.
Right.
I can't tell you what's going on in your
Doctor
joint.
list.
Right. I sent Shaniqua pictures.
Listen,
I had a
Shaniqua, what's
consultation
this?
today with one of my mom's co-workers today. She's like, I'm constipated. Well, I got
Just
gas.
get an info.
You need to
I
go
don't
to
be
your
getting so
GI.
much TMI. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Sorry, sis. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm like, please.
like, what's this?
Photos, literally.
Ball.
I don't need to
Okay,
see. I can't tell you how many. I was like, listen, I'm now currently doing molecular technology. So I'm basically doing the diagnostics for COVID. I'm not in the health science realm. Like I could tell you what I do.
You still
I
know.
can tell you some science and some genetics and stuff, but
Still know.
they
But
I
I think like God put stuff in our life way like years ahead for things that He knows that's going to happen later on.
Preparation, baby.
Yeah, it's just crazy that it works that way. Because I was thinking about, even what Tamara was saying, like, you think you have a path and that just does not happen, because a lot of people didn't know, but right before the arms situation, I had paid for firefighter academy because that's what I really wanted to do after I graduated. I wanted to be just like my dad and become a firefighter, be like a Black female firefighter, and start making some history up in city of Tamarack or Lauderhill or wherever I ended up. And then right when I paid, that's when everything happened.
I was like,
they reimburse you?
Saved you from a
like, no, that's not what you do. Basically, like, that's not what you're gonna do.
Girl, you should have called me. I would have got all them coins back for you.
Yeah, wait, you didn't get reimbursed?
Yeah, I think you get turned in another direction of where you're supposed to be going. So, I mean, it was an extreme thing that happened for me to turn and, keep going where I'm supposed to be going, but it happened. And then I was going to comment again on when Tamara was talking about colorism. It's funny because when I went to Ely in high school, there was a big Haitian population. And I knew last name James, I was always with, the Jean-Pierre, Jean-Paul. No, and I'm not trying, and whoever's watching this is not like a general thing. This just happened.
That's French name.
We was all in there with them graduating too.
But anyway, but what happened was they used to look at me because I had the longer hair and I was the lighter complexion, and I never looked for anything. I never judged anyone. but they looked at me like, oh, she has pretty hair, she's light skinned, she probably got an attitude and da-da-da-da. And I'm looking like, I'm from Lauderhill, yeah, deep side a little bit, but I ain't from Pompano, and that's a whole different city. So
Shaniqua has similar experiences too. She always said that she faced colorism.
It's so true, because I understand, you know, the dark skinned women go through the issues, but I told Tamara I watched a documentary, I think it was called Black Girls, I'm not sure, but the dark skinned woman was like, when I used to see a light skinned girl walking across the street, she was like, she ain't do nothing to me. Me and my girls go jump her. She was like, we put Nair all in her hair, we beat her up. So now you have, and I said, even when we moved to our house, I was walking on the street with Tamara, we're in 5th grade. Oh, you think you all that? Because you got long hair. And I'm like, what is she talking about? Like, my sister's dog. What's she talking about? But she didn't know I was coming out them skates on her. Like, came out them skates. But I tell my friend too, my friend struggles with colorism now. And I be like, it's not just, I understand the dark skinned women get the brunt, but you gotta understand, if you even a little shade lighter than brown, you think you all that. Or when you go with your hair, and I'm like, I want my hair straight like yours. I don't want it curly and bushy. But they don't care. So it's like a vice versa.
Yeah.
I used to get both. I used to get, you dark skin and why you look like that kind of thing. And I also used to get, you think you better than everybody, because I was from the white schools. And I was like, I can't love and win.
Can't win.
I can't win. I'm like, what y'all want me to be? I want me to be
I
black,
can't identify.
but not too black.
I'm like brown. So
Right.
she tell me I'm light.
She light skin.
I ain't light skin. Light skin will tell me I'm
bright.
It's just, I'm just like, you know what, whatever. I'm black.
You're in the middle. You're brown.
I got one more thing before, and then we can probably go on to Antaya. Sorry.
Yeah, we gotta.
I know.
No problem. Y'all keep talking. No problem.
You didn't
So
get out.
my one more thing is Jaden is about what? I don't know. What is he about? A little darker than Nate? Depends on summertime or not. I don't know. It just depends on the time of the year. He actually goes to a predominantly Hispanic school. So I remember Naisha said that he kind of could identify like as an Afro-Latino, basically, because of the way he looks, the way his hair is or whatever. But they treat him like, sometimes they treat him like using the N-word, where I have to get involved and the teacher has to get involved because he is.
Tamara taking off her earrings.
You know,
she ain't know.
We need to go out there.
I didn't know this.
He is a you know, he is brown. He's darker than me, or whatever. Like between me and Naisha, I guess you could say. But they do classify him as, you know, being
Black.
dark. So, you know, just how the whole thing is with Cuba sometimes, you know, they have the light Cubans, they have the dark Cubans, and they treat the dark, all that stuff. So that happened in 6th grade, which you don't expect to happen because you think, you know, we think minorities, we all got each other back, but it's not like that.
The colorism is really in every country, though.
Yeah,
everywhere.
It is. Brazil,
It's levels.
India, freaking the Asian countries, they like to like be as white as possible. If they too dark, they be looked at funny. Everywhere, Dominican Republic, like everywhere.
I would tell you, in labor and delivery, you don't know how many birth certificates those people cannot even speak English. Blanco. I'm Blanco. So you see a lot of, on the birth certificates, white, and they are totally Hispanic, you know, but they identify as white. A lot of them. I'm not going to say all, but that's what I witnessed myself.
That's wild.
That's a whole other conversation I could go into.
I know.
I'm taking this race class too, boy.
Naisha is fighting power over here.
Starting a Black Panther party over here. All right. Antaya, let's go.
You're not safe.
I know, right? I don't have a an inspiring story like Erica or like Tamara or the numerous years of experience that Shaniqua has with her passion as well. I actually just got into mine. I have one, which is writing. I've always been a writer, but I'm like a secret writer. So I write and then I put it away.
Time out.
Writers.
So we have basically a family full
of
of like writers.
Yeah, I used to write from high school. Like I used to write stories in high school and I used to let people read them and they would be like, "Oh, that's dope." So I always have like if I have a scene or something in my head, I write it down and I put it away. So I may have like a whole bunch of stuff just hidden that I've written and I try to just get it out of my head so that I can make room for more because then otherwise I'll get, writer's block. So if anything is in my head, I just try to write it down and I do that. So I like to do that. The second passion that I just got into was my candles. COVID came and everything was closed and other people started, venturing out. I saw Erica.
Erica ready.
She got everything. Erica, she actually inspired me with the waist beads. I was like, dang, what can I do, to make some extra money, something that I wouldn't mind doing that I like doing. And I thought about, I love candles, but I hate to buy them because I feel like they're so expensive.
Yeah.
So I did like research for like 6 months before I actually started buying anything about how to make candles and fragrance oils and all kind of stuff. So it took me maybe 7 or 8 months to start making the candles. And I made them before I had the company name, before I had anything. I was just making them just to test them and see how they were. And just recently I kind of came up with a name. Jewel Bell, Jewel, which is my grandmother, and then Bell is Zora's middle name. So I have that. And then I'm gonna start making labels and put labels on my candles and market just a little more, maybe start a website as well. So I can put it out a little more. But my purpose, I don't know that. I don't know that as of yet. I like hearing everybody else's purpose. And what I think about is what can I do to help them? Right. So Tamara James Day. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll help give out whatever you want me to give out. Shaniqua, she got Loretta's heart. You need me to deliver some stuff. I'll deliver some stuff. I'll make whatever you need me to make. So if anybody else has another venture that they already have, then I'm more than willing to help that person.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that actually. Now that you say that, I can.
Yeah,
I haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, tell her to go. She go now. She to go.
I love
That's
it.
good.
But outside of that, yeah, just
with shirts, like it's like
just throw it back, Mo.
Huh? Oh yeah. But that's how I started with the shirts. It was during COVID, and I was just like, I'm bored. What am I gonna do? So I bought the Cricut machine really for like work stuff, and then I just was like, you know what? Let me try this. And now it's just like boom, boom, boom. Erica be getting.
You made your shirt? Let me see it.
I didn't make this one, but I can't.
That's from Target.
She sure can. She used.
Huh?
She said that's from Target.
It is Target. No, it's Mess in a Bottle. It's the black girl.
Yes, they had them at Target for Black History Month.
Mess in a Bottle. I love her.
Yeah, she made this shirt. I thought it was cute. I mean, I thought it had more words on it, but
I'm taking one of her quotes tomorrow. Okay, fine.
Yeah. So I mean, your purpose doesn't really have to be something that you do for yourself. Like it doesn't have to be your own business. Like she said, if hers is helping, pushing other people forward. Zora, you want to be on the podcast?
She can't hear you. She got no municipality.
Oh, she can't hear. Look, she's like, bye.
Don't be running from us, Zora.
My bad.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing. I think that was good.
Yeah, I feel like when we think of purpose, we think of like it has to be this super like inspiring story of like, oh my God, and the Lord revealed to me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's some people's story. That ain't everybody's story. And they ain't really mine. I ain't got nothing that's like as heart-wrenching or, emotional as some of the stories we heard just now. But I definitely
I do feel like your purpose is usually tied to other people, right? So what you're doing for other people. World. Yeah. So I think, like you said, you're writing, you don't know who you're influencing with your writing. Like people message me like, oh, I read your sister's blog. And I'm like, oh, you did? Like, you'll never know. Cause like, they don't comment, they don't, so.
And I do get messages from like random people that I don't really like. Maybe I've connected with them on Instagram or something like that. And they'll say, oh yeah, I've been really inspired. I've been following I had a girl who put me on her blog actually recently. And she was like, I used to go to church with her many years ago. We never had a conversation. She reached out. She's like, I want to put you on my blog. I've been following your blog for a while, and I'm so inspired by it. And I want other people, I want to put you out on my platform and have other people, read it and be inspired, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
you never know. Like, people are always watching you and what you're doing, and you never know. Even if it's your kids, like 3 of y'all have, children on the call, like, or Shaniqua, you too. Like, your kids watch. Everybody watches you, so you never know who is getting what from what you.
I get views from like Ireland and from like China and stuff like that. When I look at my analytics on my page, China.
Watch it now, Mo. You better watch it.
45 go. He got
45 China.
Don't talk about that. Yeah, it's just really wild to know who's actually paying attention, because I be posting stuff. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna read this, but I'm posting anyway because that's what I want to do. And then I look at my analytics. I'm like, wow, okay, somebody in Trinidad. Okay, cool. Like, it's really cool. This meeting has filled my heart with such joy.
It has. I kind of wanted it to be like crazy, like our other Zoom call was, but I'm glad it wasn't. Because
how about this? We have y'all back on at some point, and we cut up.
Calm down.
We'll wait till Tamara get out of office, then we'll cut.
We ain't gotta wait till I get out of office. They gonna get what they gonna get.
Period.
Y'all gonna get whatever Tamara come up at this doggone Zoom.
So what had happened was, we don't know what happened. In the middle of recording, we got a message that said I was signed on from another device, which I wasn't, because obviously I was on the podcast. I don't even have another device to sign on from. Anyway.
And her hands were here the whole time.
So it cut off half of not half, but like the end tail of the podcast.
And that was when we was getting fun.
Yeah, it got a little lit at the end and y'all missed it.
I guess maybe that was Tamara's revenge for being like, I needed to go and y'all can't carry on.
That's true.
Without me.
She probably did.
I bet she did that. She signed in from a different device with Nation name. That's what happened.
No, we don't know what happened. But what we do know is that we did get enough information for y'all. So we will go ahead and show y'all that.
Yeah, we're gonna, what?
Let's do that over.
Okay.
Where are we putting this? At the end or the beginning?
We'll figure that out. Oh, wow.
Well, because I said we'll go ahead and show y'all. Are we going to put it at the end like, hey, sorry about that?
Yeah.
Hey, sorry about that.
We need to put that in there.
Thanks for joining us.
Remember, feel free to slide in our DMs with topics or questions you'd like to chat about.
It go down in that DM.
Hey.
It go down in
Hey.
that DM.
Hey.
It go down. Sorry. Your support really means a lot to us.
Next time.
Bye, y'all.